Great, well thanks Dave, thank you, and hello everybody. I'm here live, at least I think so, I'll just check. Yeah, no, still alive, that's good, isn't it? So I'm Michael, aren't I? Yes, I better tell you that. I'm Michael Rosen, in case you're looking and wonder who I am. And I've got to tell you, this is a moderated live stream. So any grown-ups watching, all the comments and questions are suitable for all audiences. So there's a health and safety check there. And I'm going to be answering questions that you've sent in, doing shout outs. I might be telling jokes if I can remember any. Yeah, that's right. And I'll be doing some poems as well. And look, if by any chance you missed the opportunity to send in a request, you can get a hello or shout out if you use Super Chat. You see over there, you can't see it, but there's a big screen and I can see people sending me messages. Someone called My Dating 13 says, hello Michael. Interesting, it's spelled E-A-L at the end, which is always fun because it makes me sound like I'm called Michael, which would be a boat. Anyway, so look, if you want to on that live stream there, if you want to send me some jokes, that would be nice. I could read out some of your jokes. Gabriel Lopez says, do you like something? Well, I do, yes, that's good. Anyway, and then George says chocolate cake, which is good because I do like that, and fruit cake. So look, tell me jokes and any comments, you know, you could tell me what you're doing today or where you are, and I'll have a look and see that coming up. Lids Luca says, hello, with lots of L's in it. Hello. Lovely. Along the way, there'll be some news. I've got some news for you and updates about what I've got coming up. And there'll be some really, it says here in capital letters, really exciting announcements. So let's get on. Let's have a look. So, oh, look, here's an announcement. I think this one, we can have an image. Dave's going to put up an image. Dave, is that an image? Have you put the image up? Dave says yes, lovely. So can you see, we have now official Michael Rosen t-shirts. I haven't got one yet. They've said I can't have one, which is it's not nice, that. We did a poll and 6,700, wow, 6,700 as you might say in America, of you voted, and over half of those said they wanted a red t-shirt. So red it is, it seems like. Okay, so we took some quotes from that poem that I did that's sometimes called Strict and sometimes called No Breathing in class, that one. So we took some quotes, some lines from that poem and worked with a designer, to make these. And I'll let you know how to get one in a little bit. And it'd be quite nice if I got one, I think. So I'll also be letting you know about my new series here on this YouTube channel, Kids, Poems and Stories with Michael Rosen. A new series would be called You're Thinking About Donuts. Are you thinking about donuts? I bet you are now. Good. Have we got an image again, Dave? Oh, lovely. There we are. You're Thinking About Donuts. And that's going to go live pretty soon after this live webcast finishes, yeah? So as soon as this streaming ends, not long afterwards, You're Thinking About Donuts will come on. Yeah. So anyway, let's get started with some of your questions. Let's have a little look up there, see what we got. Somebody's asking me, Michael, have you seen your memes? I only see my dreams, not my memes. Yes. And then somebody says, I'm thinking about bagels. Well, that's lovely. I'm glad you're thinking. I often think about bagels. When I was a kid, we called them bagels. Have a little think about that. When my mum talked about bagels, she didn't say bagels. I only knew they were called bagels when I went to New York. They were calling them bagels. But in London, we called them bagels. Let's start with Julie Jackson. Okay, Julie Jackson says, Dear Michael Rosen, we'd love to be part of the Michael Rosen webcast. I'm a year 5-6 teacher at the Priors School in Warwickshire. My class are almost as big Rosen fans as me. I've been a fan for 30 years longer, so I win. So, yeah, it seems like the teacher's there's in competition with the children. She goes, I win. Yeah. Interesting. Shout out. Yeah, 5-6 Priors School. Lovely. What have we got on there? Joke. Why can't the dinosaur clap, says Random Gamer, because it's dead. Yeah, well, that's interesting. Well, the dinosaurs are. Yes, that's good. Yep. So here we go. Dear Mr. Rosen, my name is Sanuga. Hello, Sanuga. I hope I've said your name right. I'm 9 years old. I love watching your YouTube channel. Please, can you answer my question? When did you start to make poems for kids? Thank you. Well, I think the very first poem that I ever wrote for children, I went to work in television in about 1970, so that is 48 years ago. I went to work in television. There was a program called Play School. Play School always used to begin like this. Hello. And then there was someone else standing next to them and they go, hello, look what we've got. And then they'd always have something like an egg box. So here I look, an egg box, and they go, this is an egg box. Watch closely. And now it's upside down. Anyway, I used to work for that program, possibly even wrote some of the words, and they asked me to write a poem. So I went away and I wrote a poem. And the poem was, down behind the dustbin, I met a dog called Jim. He didn't know me, and I didn't know him. That's it. Yes, I'm sure you said that. Anyway, so I wrote that poem. What is it now? Did I say how many years ago? 48 years ago, I wrote that poem, and that was, I think, the first poem I wrote for children. Anyway, I gave it to the people who made the program, and they said, interesting. And they never put it on the TV program, Play School. So I always waited for it to go on. In the end, I got it into my first book. So that was the first one. So there we are, 1970. Sanuga says, this is my mum's email. Jolly good, lovely. Let's see whether we've got a question, any more questions. We've got, hey Michael, how are you doing? Watch out for the sky foogle. Those of you who watch my videos, you'll know that one of the videos is called The Sky Foogle. Let me recommend it. It's strange and mysterious, and there's no answer. There never is for a sky foogle. Lovely. Okay. Nathan Horseman says, Michael, also Michael, which is nice. Michael, what did you think about the World Cup? I loved it. I watched it. I thought Mbappe is just amazing. Imagine playing against Mbappe. You'd go, I've got the ball. Or, this fella, he's got the ball. Like that. He'd just be past you before you even had time to think. Amazing. And he's only 19, which is 10 years older than you, Sanuga. Joe Shobrook, a class teacher, writes, Dear Michael Rosen, please can we ask you to shout out to St Michael's Primary School in, as a very difficult name here, it could be Withiam, it could be Whittiam, it could be Withiham, it could be Wythiam, but I'm going to go with Withiam. I hope I've got that right, St Michael's. And Joe Shobrook says, I attended your reading revolution in October and you signed a card wishing our school good luck with our library. It's now open. Yes, a new library. Wonderful. And she says, it looks amazing. Our PTA, that's the Parent Teachers Association, organised and paid for the revamp. As you can imagine, we're heavily hit by government funding cuts. Thank you for that point, Joe. Thank you. Lovely. Daniel Timberg says, can you floss, Michael? That thing you mean. You don't mean, no, I know. Yeah. No, I've tried. My son tried to teach me, and all that happens is I stand in the middle of the room and they just laugh at me. So I have tried, really, but it's beyond me. There's some things. I can do this, though. Can you do that? So I may not be able to floss, but I can do that. So thanks for asking. Anyway, yeah, someone's saying, can you do the Michael Rosen rap, please? Well, I can do a bit of it later. I think that's what we'll do. In the meantime, let's say a big hello to Miss Price's nursery class at Manor Green Primary Academy in Denton, Manchester. Michael is no doubt their new craze. I'm a craze? Good Lord. They ask constantly for his videos and stories. That's me, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. I played them on repeat during continuous provision this week and they loved it. Lots of O's in loved there, that's nice. Our favourite so far is definitely chocolate cake. And they love the funny faces. They love the funny faces he pulls. What funny faces? What do you mean? No idea what they mean there. And the noises he makes when he gets excited about the cake. You mean, I say, oh yeah, no, it's really nice, isn't it? I get it, oh, yeah. No, hang on a minute. Yeah. That one, yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, and they know bear hunt word for word and action for action. You can't go over it, we can't go under it. Oh no, we've got to go through it. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Yes, bear hunt. I like bear hunt. Yes. Let's see what else we've got up there. Oh, somebody's helped me with the noise. Ingvar Oldsberg says, please dab, Michael. Do you know, I don't think I can even do that one either. Is it something like that and then you go like that? Is that it? Oh, no, I'm just embarrassing myself now, aren't I? What do you do? Dave, have I got it right? Dave, look like this. No, you can't see. Look, like this, Dave. Is that dabbing? No, Dave says no. No, Dave says that's no good. Dave's on technical things here. Yep, okay. Can you look, people are asking, Keitel Jackson, Miko 2806, can you dab? Right, so lovely. Who have we got next? Louise Dean says, our nursery children are obsessed with the bear hunt, so we better do a little bit more of that, hadn't we? Chum, 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 chum. We're going on a bear hunt. We're going to catch a big one. What a beautiful day. We're not scared. Uh-oh. Grass. Long wavy grass. We can't go over it. We can't go under it. Oh no, we got to go through it. Shoo, shoo, shoo. There we are, it's a little bit. Maybe I'll do some more bear hunting later. We can think of other places they go, don't they? Because they go, where do they go? Through the grass, through the river, through the mud, through the forest, through the snowstorm, and then the cave. Yeah, so we could think of some other places they go, like the street. That sort of thing. Very good. What else have we got? We've got shout out to Simple Clips, says Mr. Domino. Very good. Keitel Jackson's asked me, what is my favourite food? We might hear about that later. Yeah, good. Okay. So, Louise Dean says they're obsessed with, and Little Rabbit Foo-Foo. Little Rabbit Foo-Foo, riding through the forest, scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head. Down came the good fairy. Whee! And she said, Little Rabbit Foo-Foo, I don't like your attitude, scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head. I'm going to give you 3 chances to change, and if you don't, I'm going to turn you into a goonie. Yes, Little Rabbit Foo-Foo. I quite like that one. Yeah. And she says, Miss Dean, she's the class teacher of Little Squirrels Nursery at Redgate Community Primary School in Formby, close to Liverpool. I love the idea that you're all little squirrels and you're all sitting about going, is that what you do? Do you sit about in class eating, I don't know, what do they eat? They eat acorns, don't they? You could do that, couldn't you? I'm now imagining you all, little squirrels, sitting in your nursery class, all going, and then jumping from tree to tree. Maybe, anyway. Let's have a look. Oh, they're 2 to 4. Yes, they're 2 years old. Oh, and you've got some questions. Who's this come from? Oh, this comes from Anon. If you could have an infinite amount of food or drink, what would it be? What would it be and why? Well, if it was food, it would be hummus. Some people say hummus, I think. Greek people say hummus. So hummus, you know, that's made with chickpeas and tahini. Tahini is squashed sesame seeds, yeah, with olive oil and lemon juice and garlic. I want some. Dave, have you got any hummus? No, Dave hasn't got any hummus. No. Laura, have you got any hummus? No, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Matt, behind the camera, have you got any hummus?
Afraid not.
No. Well, I'm going then. If there's no hummus, because it reminded me of it. Anyway, hummus I love. To drink, do you know, I'd be happy with sparkling water or just ordinary water. I like tea, I like coffee as well, so that's nice. But hummus, if you could arrange for next time we do this, guys, if we could have some hummus in here. What kind of things do you like to do in your free time? I quite like going to watch football matches. So I do go to a stadium in London. I live in London. And I go to a stadium, this might come up a bit later as well. I go to a stadium in London and I watch football matches. And my son, I have several sons, and one of them is 13, and I have to play football with him in the garden so he can get the ball to go between my legs. And then he either says in Spanish, pana, or he says, megs. And so that's the game. He has to try and get the ball between me. I've got to get the ball in the goal. So that's what I do as well. In the garden, we do that. So lovely. Thank you for those questions. It's quite interesting. It says there 1, and then the second question, it says number 3. 2 is missing. The missing question. Where is it? Dave, where's the second question? No, he doesn't know. So lovely. Thank you, Anon. That was really interesting. JRC Animation said, how did you get started with being a YouTuber? It was one of my other children, Joe Rosen. Yes, Joe Rosen. He's the one. He said he could film me doing chum 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 chum. Yes, bear hunt. He said he could film me doing bear hunt, and then he put it up on YouTube, and that's how it all started. Joe Rosen, my son. It was his birthday last week. Yeah. And he got me started doing it, and now my stepdaughter Laura, she's helping as well. You're helping, aren't you, Laura? Yeah. Yeah. Did you hear? She said, "Yep, that's right. Yep." That means she is helping. Yeah. So that's how it is. So it's gone from just being bear hunt to, I think now there are about 200 videos up there. There's so many. I can't really count much more than about 28. I get a bit lost after that. But I think there's about 200 vids up there, so that's nice, isn't it? So that's how I started. That came from JRC Animations, or if they're French, Animation, but I don't think they are. Daniel Grady says, is hummus hot food? Yeah, I see what you did there. Yeah, Daniel, that's good. He means hot food because he wants me to go, nice. Yes, I thought that. Now, hummus is cold food, so that doesn't quite work, but I saw what you were doing there. Lovely, very good. Who else have we got up there? Noise Drink says, Michael, have you ever been to Australia? Laura, have we ever been to Australia? Yeah. Yes, yes. We were in Australia for about 9 months, from 1987 to 1988. And we were in Perth, we were in Adelaide, we were in Albury-Wodonga, and just a little night or two in Sydney, I think. And we loved swimming on Cottesloe Beach in Perth. That was lovely. And we were there. Oh, wow, no, it was amazing, wasn't it? It was incredible. Can you remember it? Yeah, oh, well, that's lovely. Yeah, good, so I can too. Lovely. Oh, right, time for some news. Time for some news. Have we got a drum roll? News. Lovely. It says now, I'm very happy to have had 50 million views, very nearly. We're just up to 50 million and over 250,000 subscribers. Now, it always helps if you subscribe. So then you press the bell for updates and contribute on Patreon to help us make more videos, yeah? So YouTube, in fact, that's where we are now. We are now in YouTube. So if you imagine we're in this great big tube. In fact, we had to climb in. It's like a toothpaste tube. We had to climb in, and now we're inside a great big YouTube. That's where we are now. I don't actually live here, but we're in the YouTube now, and they've let us film here at what's called The Space in London. So thank you, YouTube. Thank you. No, they're not answering today. So that's what it's like when you're in a tube, you see. Now, it says, I've been asked to compile a custom playlist. Do you know what that is? I've got to think up my favourite people on YouTube who write children's books, my favourite vids for YouTube Kids. Isn't that right, Dave? Yeah, there. You'll be able to see that very soon. So if you think I should put up, you find a YouTube of a children's author or a children's book or something like that. Can you send it to me? You can put it up on one of my vids. You can do that, can't you? So you can send me your favourite authors, or you can put it up here on this thingy here, which I keep wanting to call Snapchat, but it isn't. It's called Quick Chat. No, what's it called? Super Chat. Is that what it's called? Yes, thanks. Good. So anyway, so you could tell me the favourite authors you've seen on YouTube. There can't just be any old favourite author. It's got to be one you've seen on YouTube. And then I can put that up on what's called my custom playlist. That's not a custard playlist. That would be something altogether different. That would be like a jug full of custard, and then you went inside looking for things to play with. So you'd have a custard playlist. You'd have a big, lovely, big jug of custard. You put your hand in, and you could take out, I don't know, what could you take out? You could take out a piece of Scrabble. You see, you could play with the Scrabble, or a piece of chess. That would be a custard playlist. But what we're after is a custom playlist. Dave's not laughing at that. We'll also be starting a new channel. Yes, that you'll be hearing more about that later, along with news about the T-shirts. Have we got a T-shirt for me yet? No, fine. And then there's a new video series coming on, and it's You're Thinking About Donuts. Have we got a picture of that? I think we have. You're Thinking About Donuts, coming along not long after I finish this live chat. Oh, a big shout out to Year 4, Christ the Saviour C of E Primary School, Ealing Broadway. Oh, Ealing Broadway, I love you. Do you know, when I was a kid, I used to travel from where we lived in Pinner to Ealing Broadway. I came out of the station and then went down the little bit where the Ealing Broadway station is, and along the main road, down by the side of the cinema, into Mattock Lane, on a little bit to the Questers Theatre. When I was a kiddie, I loved acting. I don't know what happened to that. I loved acting, and I was in something called the Young Questers, and we used to act every Tuesday night. So when it said Ealing Broadway, I had that great big feeling of remembering going to the Young Questers. If anyone lives near the Questers on Mattock Lane, say hello to the Questers Theatre for me. Now, Bendy the Little Devil says, what is your favourite poem you ever told us? I'm pretty keen on the one called The Watch. Have you seen that one on the video channel? That was about how I had a watch and I was very proud of it. I had it for my birthday, but then we went on holiday. I was on holiday with a kind of summer camp, and we were playing a game called Smugglers and Customs, and you had to hide these little bits of paper that had money written on them, and you had to get through the customs. And I thought, why not hide the money in my watch? Do you get it? So I took my watch off, took off the back of the watch, put the money inside the watch, snapped it back on again. I got through the customs, we won, it was really brilliant. And then when I went home, I said to my brother, it's brilliant, we won the smuggler. Oh, no, the watch doesn't work now. Oh. I said, oh no, see, look, the watch is broken, Brian, or Bryce is what I call my brother. And the watch is broken, Bryce. Don't tell Dad. Yeah, don't tell him, all right, because I'll get into trouble. I'll get it mended later. Yeah. So anyway, we're sitting down having our tea later on, and in the middle of it all, my brother goes, "What's the time, Mick?" That's what he calls me. "What's the time, Mick?" See, he's trying to get me into trouble. "What's the time?" And I went, yeah, it's about 5 o'clock. And my dad heard that, and he goes, 5 o'clock? No, it's not, it's 5:30. Is your watch going wrong? Just come here, come and show me that, would you? Just show me that. Like that. And I'm going, no, it's okay. He says, no, come on, just show me. So I went, oh, right, yeah, okay. He looks at it and he goes, it's broken. The watch is broken. How did it break? And I said, well, like we were playing Smugglers and Customs, and I put the money in the... And he went bananas. He went, I don't believe it. You give him a watch for his birthday, you give him a watch, and the first thing he does is break it. These things cost money, you know, money. I felt so angry with my brother. I was so angry. Do you know what I did? I went outside into our backyard where there was an old cherry tree, and I broke off a twig. I broke it off, and it was like all like wet and mucky. And then I went upstairs to where his bed was, in his bedroom. It was our bedroom, I think. Upstairs into the bedroom, and I stuffed the twig into his bed. Yeah, I stuffed the twig into his bed, and I thought, yeah, that'll get him. This'll pay him back. This'll pay him back. He's going to get into bed, and when he gets into bed, his feet are going to get all mucked up, all kind of wet and like gritty from the twig. Anyway, so I come back downstairs, don't tell anybody, and then I'm doing my homework, right? My maths homework. Now, my brother was brilliant at maths, and I was rubbish at it. So I'm sitting there doing my maths homework, and I can't do it. And my brother's sitting right there, and he goes, oh, right, you're getting stuck with your homework? And I went, yeah, never mind. Yeah. He said, no, let's have a look. Because I didn't want my enemy, piling in there and helping me. And I'm going, no, it's okay. He says, no, I'll help you. So I let him help me, and he did. So now I'm in big bother, aren't I? My enemy is helping me with my homework. So I thought, well, what do I do now? Because I know upstairs the twig is still in the bed. What am I going to do? So I said, when you go to bed tonight, there'll be a twig in your bed. My brother goes, twig in my bed? Twig in my bed? Why is there going to be a twig in my bed? And I went, I put it there. And my dad heard that and he goes, a twig in his bed? A twig in his bed? Might I ask why you put a twig in his bed? What could I say? What could I say? I couldn't say it was to pay him back for telling on me about the watch, because my dad would think there was nothing wrong with that. So I just went, I don't know. And my dad went, you don't know? You don't know why you put a twig in his bed? First of all, he goes round the country smashing up watches, and the next thing he does is go around stuffing twigs in people's beds. Oh, I was so angry. Anyway, that video you can see, it's the watch, and I'm quite fond of that one. So thanks for asking that question. My name is Jake, and I'm a 23-year-old from Australia. Good on you, Jake. When people want to record any of your poems for any project, like for a TV show or recording an album, how do you feel about it? I'm asking this because back in 1989, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation released a series of 10 albums for kids called the 0 to 9 series, and some of your poems appear on a couple of albums in the series. Well, Jake, I guess they said please. Yeah, that's how people borrow my poems. You write to the poet, or the people who sort of in charge of my poems, or the people who publish the books, yeah, the book of the poems, and you write to the publisher and you say, please can we use Michael Rosen's poem? And then usually the publishers say yes, and that's how they end up on things like that. Well, Jake, I hope you're having a nice time in Australia. I wonder what the time is. Is it in the middle of the night? What's the time in Australia? Let's have a look and see whether anyone's putting the time up. No. Sue says hello from Israel, Michael. Shout out, Mr. Domino, for Grandad. Yep. Can you do the Michael Rosen rap? I might have to do that. Yeah. But nobody knows the time in Australia. Maybe I'll keep my eye open to see whether someone tells me the time in Australia. Hello, this is Lila, but I go by my YouTube name of Mushroom Queen 20. Ah, yeah. Why did the toadstool, there's a thing here, it's just coming in a minute. Why did the toadstool not know where to go? Because there was too mushroom. Yeah, no, never mind. Okay, anyways, I know that Roald Dahl was a big influence of yours. Do you know how they say his name in Norway? They don't say Roald, they don't say Ronald, they say Rual. Just thought I'd share that with you. What do you think of my favourite film director who was also influenced by him, Wes Anderson? Yes, Wes Anderson. Who's seen Fantastic Mr. Fox? Have you seen it? The one with the puppets that are moving about, you know, they're moved by what's called stop frame. Have you seen that one? I love that. And then there was another one, Life Aquatic. You reminded me of that one, didn't you, Laura? Yeah, Life Aquatic. That was brilliant. So funny, yeah. So thank you so much for taking time to read my comments, says Mushroom Queen 20. Thank you very much, Lila. Very good. Now, don't subscribe to me, says it's 10 o'clock in Australia. Of course, one side of Australia is 3 hours different from the other side of Australia. So if it's 10 o'clock in one bit, it might be somewhere else. Anyway, lovely. $99 Man says shout outs to Fred. Hello, Fred. How you doing? And Harifan Conchatini says click, click. It says whistle, click, click. Maybe. Is that what he means? I wonder. It's interesting. Kaito Jackson, he's writing up about a comment every 3 seconds. Hello, Mr. Rosen, says Asher Pulse. I just want to say thank you for the wonderful stories and poems that you've put out. That's fine. They're wonderful to listen to. They really help me bring back to my childhood. Well, that's lovely, Asher. Thanks very much for saying that. That's great. Which of your stories is your favourite, says Danny's Vlogs and Animation. And he says his favourite is Strict, which of course is also called No Breathing. Yes, we had a teacher who was so strict. You weren't allowed to breathe in her lesson. She used to stand out the front and say, no breathing. And you had to get all the way from the time you first came to school to morning play. the weak ones just used to keel over. You'd hear them going down at the back of the class. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. And there was always a whiny kid going, Miss, can we go and do some breathing? And she'd say, no, you've got all playtime to do it in. Oh, go on, miss, oh, go on, go on. No. At the beginning of the week, there were 48 kids in my class. At the end of the week, there was only 5 of us left. At the end of the day, we'd just be stepping over kids to get out the room. Oh, no! There's Melanie. Oh, that's a shame. She's really nice. Used to like Melanie. Yeah, there's Dave. Yeah. Hard luck, Dave. Always knew you were a bit weak. That wasn't very nice of me, was it? Dave couldn't cope because he couldn't breathe. It wasn't very nice at all. Anyway, we might be doing a little bit more of that later. So thank you, Danny's Vlogs and Animation. Hello, my name is Alec. I'm not sure whether you're going to see this, but I am Alec. I am seeing it. Can you see? Or just an editor. No, I mustn't say just an editor. We all rely on editors, don't we, Laura? Yeah, editors. Laura's. I was about to say editors are Laura, but in fact, Laura's an editor. But I thought I'd send you this. I've been watching your stories on YouTube since hot food came out. Shall we do hot food? Yeah, why not? We sit down to eat, and the potato's a bit hot. So I only put a little bit on my fork and I blow till it's cool, just cool, into the mouth. Nice. And there's my brother, he's doing the same. Till it's cool, just cool, into the mouth. Nice. And there's my mum, she's doing the same. You can join in. Here we go. You ready? Till it's cool, just cool, into the mouth. Nice. But my dad, what does he do? He stuffs a great big chunk of potato into his mouth, and that really does it. His eyes pop out. He blows, he puffs, he yells, he bobs his head up and down. He even spits bits of potato onto the plate. And he turns to us and he says, watch out, everybody, the potato's really hot. Oh, we knew that, didn't we? Didn't we know? We knew the potato was hot. He didn't know the potato was hot. And there he was going, watch out, everybody, the potato's really hot. That was my dad. My mum used to call him a knucker. Do you know what that is? That's a